I mean, really, going back to our scrimmage against SI, when we were playing that, we were looking back on the film, and we noticed up front on our linemen, our first 2 steps and our hands were not nearly as violent, and they weren't nearly as quick. So our goal for this whole week was really, we're going to be the more violent linemen, and we're going to be the more violent D linemen, because we got guys who have that size and have that strength to do that. We just haven't been doing that. They've been kind of leaning a little bit, you know, not being very disciplined in the assignments. And then coming into this game, I was just telling my guys, hey, repeat in your head, violence, violence, violence. That's how we're going to be. And then, you know, we came out there, and that's what we were doing. We were handling down on defense and just doing our job.
And I know you're on the offensive side too,
yes, sir.
Doing a lot of blocking. Talk about your boys that made the plays this game.
I mean, it was just amazing to just look next to my guys on the O-line, because we've always had a bit of an issue with some of our guys just not knowing their assignments, because you know, they come into it and they just think, oh, I just want to play football, I don't really want to study film. But really, I think on this game, some of our science on pass plays was just amazing, and then especially to see Teddy Dacey step up as the younger quarterback and then make some of those amazing just plays out of the pocket, throwing the ball deep, making receptions on those guys. I mean, it was exactly what you would want as a left tackle.
You guys' schedule, you have Monterey next, you got some tough league games coming up as well. What are you looking forward to the rest of the way?
I would definitely say I'm looking forward to getting our get back against SHP and Los Gatos. Those are the 2 games that I personally have marked in my calendar, because SHP, that's been our longtime rival. Always good to get a good win against them, especially after last year's game. Put it into overtime and then just couldn't hold out. And then Los Gatos, I think they're a really talented team, and just being able to play strong against them and just, people always kind of doubt MA, saying, oh, this other team's going to beat them because of X, Y, and Z. And then I think this year we're doing a really good job of just coming out and being dominant and saying, we're going to go play our game. We're not going to be disrespectful. We're just going to do our job, and that's how we're going to win the games, because that's how it should be done.
I talked to Kareem, who's right behind you right there earlier. Talk about him as one of your defensive guys. He's kind of like out there all alone sometimes. Talk about him as a player and as a teammate.
I mean, Kareem, I've known him since Pop Warner, and even since back then, he's just had so much fire in his heart and how he plays. It's just, when he goes on the field, it doesn't matter how big his opponent is or what the score is or what's going on, he's going to play his best game, and he's going to try and light somebody up if he can help it.
I'm assuming you played for the Vikings.
Yes, sir.
And one change or upgrade, or that guy right there.
Yes, sir.
Talk about his addition to the coaching staff, and also just your coaching staff in general.
I mean, when I heard that Coach Harold Atkins was going to be our defensive coordinator this year, I mean, I was just so excited to see that, because when I played Pop Warner, he was one of, if not my most favorite coaches that I had, and I just think his passion as a coach is just so felt amongst his players. And I think that's the most important part about coaching, is that it's not, at the end of the day, it's not about the play you call, but it's getting your guys to do it by inspiring them to put their all into each play. And I think he does a phenomenal job of doing that. And, I could ask for nothing more than him. And then going back to all our other coaches, our lineman coaches, Coach Joss, Coach Jess, they're MA alumni players themselves, and so you really get a sense of feel when they're telling you what to do or they're giving you feedback. It's like it's coming from when they were doing it themselves, and they know exactly what they're talking about. And then Coach Saunders, I mean, I've never really met a coach that I've just been able to connect so well with. I think he does a great job, not only just play calling and bringing about our players in practice, but especially on the off the field sense of things, and just having one-on-one conversations. Like I had many talks with him last year of just maybe I was feeling down or I wasn't having a good week, and I just said, hey, I just want to have a one-on-one. My mental health right now is just not it. Like, can I talk to you about what's going on? And he was more than willing to sit down with me and help me through it, and just because of that, it makes me even more motivated to go into a game and give them everything I have.
So do you feel a lot more loose, this time around, now that you're a senior, and you're basically the big man on campus, like literally?
It's a kind of a surreal thing, because to me, my mentality and has always just been put my head down and just play as hard as I can. And then now I'm getting praise from people that the kind of praise I haven't really gotten in the past. And so my goal has just always been just keep humble, stay humble, keep my head on straight, not let it, not take too much of it to heart, and just keep doing what I've been doing, because that's what's been making me successful. So there's no point in changing up my style now and acting all cocky when, I'm still just the, football player I've always been. So.
And last question, anybody that you want to say a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to my Pop Warner coach, Coach Bob. He, out of all the coaches I've had, he remember, like, my aggression, my tackling for him, just all of that, it started when I was just like 7 years old, and just hearing him say, you know, tamper down, near shoulder, near hip, be the hammer, not the nail, and just go through right through the guy. And I mean, I've stuck by that philosophy in football and in rugby since. And you know, I think a lot of people try and mix it up and say, oh, you got to do this in a tackle and this and that, and it's just mentality. And I think him by far was the one coach, and also I'd say Coach Harold too, that just taught me the mentality of just being a monster out there.